Hello there. Welcome to my next subject. I'm not going to name this a John Guinness show. Different parts of it. The first one was part one, which was about pubs and the town of Trowbridge. This one is part two, and this is more about nightclubs and whether nightclubs are a dying industry equally as are pubs. And to simply dive into this, I'm going to discuss a few clubs and a few areas where there is clubs that thrive and there's others that have clubs that don't thrive. So, first of all, let's discuss Trowbridge. Trowbridge used to have two nightclubs within its town centre, within the town. One of them was the snooker club, and I used to go there quite on a regular basis. It was a great atmosphere, dancing around. There was a lot of girls who used to go there, and it was a great atmosphere. And I used to enjoy going there. Unfortunately, because of complaints from fans, it had to shut down. Since that time, it was a play centre at one point. I think they sort of turned the play centre, like a soft play centre, sorry. That also got shut down. And therefore, it was shut down and it was, so it shut down. Now, that has since become fact. The other nightclub that was in Trowbridge was Zinc nightclub, or formerly known as Zinc. It was also, at one point, it was called Moo. Then it was called The Beach. It was also called Just So, and a few other names over the years, and finally become Zinc. Unfortunately, that shut down recently. In fact, I believe it shut down last month, was the last sort of opening month. It is now boarded up. So now there is no nightclubs in Trowbridge anymore. And that is a problem because people like myself enjoy going clubbing and have done for many years, even though I'm 40 years old. So, there's that. Now, Westbury only has one nightclub, and that is Venom. But again, when that is open, when they do stuff in there, they do events in there like Adrenaline Sompos, they do, and they got a refreshment menu coming up soon. I think it's this month actually. So there's that, and again, that's in the couple of Westbury that isn't often open, and unfortunately, when it is open, it's great to go there and have good times. When it doesn't open, it's not very good. It's also a gentleman's club, believe it or not. Now I know again the contributors such a small town is difficult to discuss. But from Bristol and Cardiff, there's always they've got nightclubs all over the place, because they're city centres. So their clubs are very good to go to. It's great atmosphere and stuff. And in fact, I'll probably spend Halloween in Cardiff this year because there's no clubs in Trowbridge, which is what I go out for, is to go clubbing and enjoy myself and have good time with dancing and drinking and stuff. So, are clubs dying equally? And the answer to the question is, I believe yes. I believe solidly, truly, yes. Because the last technical nightclub in Wiltshire, although it's not technically the last nightclub in Wiltshire, was the one Zinc. The last club in Trowbridge already was Zinc, and that has now shut down forever. Will it be a nightclub again? Probably not. It might be, who knows? It could be flats, it could be houses. I think it's more likely to be flats and houses because, again, it's a way of making money. And this is the thing. Why are nightclubs and pubs and stuff like that, well, in this case, nightclubs, shutting down across places? And why is it that nightclubs are not doing so well in England and in Trowbridge and other towns? And I think the reason for that is because they rely on popularity and they rely on people going there. If you were selling drinks at £5-6 a time, people will not pay your prices because people would prefer to go to places that are cheaper and don't cost very much money. And if you're charging a £6 entry fee, people will pay it. But also, if you do a free entry, people will go there to get the free entry and then buy drinks because it's cheaper. Now, I often spent time in there on my birthdays. I went in there a couple of times for my birthday and I paid for a booth. Or for 2 years in a row, I paid for a booth for my birthday, and for 2 years, and then I got vouchers from Zinc themselves, which were a free birthday type voucher that I could use to buy drinks. So last year, I did this on my birthday on March the 20th. I think it was the weekend I went out with my friend Warren after a bit at my mum's house for a bit of a party. We went to Zinc and I used that to get the drinks. And I got another voucher at one of the year and done the same thing. Now they are shut permanently, which means I will not be getting any more vouchers from them or be able to use my vouchers at all, which is fine. It's not a problem. But the question remains the same. Where do you go for clubs now? Because Tribridge has none now. Do you go to Bristol, Bath and Cardiff? I think the answer to that question is yes, you do. And the reason for that is because it's a nice city and you can stay overnight down there. And I probably will, hopefully, this year spend Halloween in Cardiff for a weekend, whether I think it's a Friday, Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember, something anyway. It'd probably be like the Friday. If Halloween falls on Friday, it'd be Friday, Saturday, back on Sunday. If it falls on Saturday, it'd be Saturday, Sunday, back on the Monday. But either way, I will be going to Cardiff, hopefully for Halloween this year. And I can't wait to enjoy myself on Halloween. As this is my last year of clubbing, because next year, in March, I am 41 years old. And quite frankly, I don't have the time for it anymore, or the energy, because most people that go out these days are very young people. Most of the girls that go out these days are between 19 and 28. And, I have a partner, so I'm in a happy relationship currently with my girlfriend Jess. So therefore, I don't want to be going out clubbing too much because I want to be able to do other things and spend time with my girlfriend and enjoy myself. So yes, this will be my last year of clubbing. And what does that mean for my future? Well, if Edgerton was doing another festival next year, I will not be attending. In fact, I will be going to the Wiltshire Throwback Festival 2027 next year in June, I believe it is. And I will go there for that and have a good time and enjoy myself. But yes, I do believe nightclubs are starting to die off eventually. Because again, the same issue you have with the pubs, people don't want to be spending some money in the club because it's not worth the money and people don't have time for it. I feel that is why the clubs are dying off, because there is no time for it and people do not have the financial means to be doing it. And again, why go to a club when you can just have drinks at home? And if you want to listen to music and party at home, you can do so while you're drinking, and therefore it's a lot cheaper than paying entry fees and buying drinks in the club. And that's what I think people will prefer to do. And trust me, the Gentleman's Club in Westbury is not what it seems to be. It was a good night when we went there, but it was pretty poor. And quite frankly, I was very disappointed with the way things were run over there. I did not enjoy myself. I did enjoy myself, but the drinks especially were expensive, and the girls are coming to us and asked us if we wanted to pay for dancing, or this, lap dances, whatever. For 5-minute dance I think it was up to £42 actually, and it was just very expensive. And we both, me and my friend at the time, agreed not to pay the money that they would charge us because she was like, "Oh, I'll do certain things," and to me, I didn't think it was worth the money when you can just you used to be able to get certain things from certain sites, but you can no longer do that because it is banned on Samsung phones in England. Unfortunately, there is a restriction at the moment. Whether that will change in the near future, who knows? Probably not, because again, the government. But anyway, I'm not going to discuss that. So yes, the clubs are dying. I think that's my opinion. So if you do like this video, please like on the video, and also please comment your thoughts on this topic. I appreciate it. And my next topic will be about games and gaming itself and other things like that. So please leave a comment on my video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. You will see it on there. Thank you and goodbye. Peace out.